I love the Waldorf education, not only because it has extremely strong academics with mathematics, which I find challenging but in a good way, and also the arts.
The art definitely brings something out in students that, say, reading and math don't necessarily reach.
Strong in academics and in art equally.
The focus on teaching the entire student and not just the academic aspect is an incredible thing.
The Denver Waldorf School is awesome, inclusive, and smart.
When the student enters the high school, they have newly awakened powers of the intellect, and they can think about things in a more clear way that they could not do before as a middle school student.
I give lectures on the high school curriculum, and I'm still blown away by this curriculum. And the reason why is that, again, it looks at who is a ninth grader and what do they need.
Every new thing that we learned in freshman year was just like bringing back all of the things that we learned earlier in our education, which is really amazing because you wouldn't think in first grade you were learning things like quadratic equations.
In 10th grade, they really want to balance those facts. So you've told me these facts, but then there are these facts, and how do those relate to each other? And that is the big question, how do they relate to each other?
I love history, and our history courses here are outstanding. They're taught in different ways through literature, through art, through even architecture.
Each year you're returning to some of the same themes like history, but from a different angle or taking on a different topic. And so as you grow older, you feel like you're really deepening your knowledge and your understanding.
'11th grade is why? Why do these things happen? How do I understand it? And in order to answer that, we have to go into the invisible, looking at the atom and really understanding that's what happened when you balance an equation with the acid and the base, is because these electrons and protons are working in relationship to each other. So it's why in 11th grade.
I think Waldorf education is really helpful for learning how to be an interested person in the world, how to be a synthetic thinker, and how to be an adult learner.
12th grade, it's actually, yes, but who do I become now when I go out into the world? It's really looking at philosophical questions.
In high school, I loved every subject so much that I would go to college visits and they'd ask me what I wanted to major in, and I had no idea because I thought everything was wonderful.
I have the privilege of seeing how this education creates these incredible beings in the 12th grade who are ready to serve the world.
Waldorf education probably helped me appreciate that I wanted to be doing something which was a contribution to the world.
There's something, I think, essential to having your heart involved in whatever it is that you're doing, and through the Waldorf education I was able to, I don't know, learn how to love what it is that I'm pursuing.
This whole attitude of being a participant in your education sets you up for the whole of life, because they don't look at school and the learning that they've had as something foreign or alien or work. It's all so natural to them, and it's meeting their developmental phases that we kind of trick them a little bit into becoming just these people who assume that the whole world is out there for them to learn about and to be engaged with.
The best foundation the Waldorf School gave me is a love of learning.
When I started medicine, they said half of what we're going to teach you is wrong, but we don't know which half yet. So medicine is a field which requires continued education and a real interest in knowing how things work, not becoming stuck or dogmatic. And I think Waldorf education is really helpful for learning how to be an interested person in the world, how to be a synthetic thinker, and how to be an adult learner.
It just was so wonderful for me to really care about learning and to be challenged all the time in high school, and I noticed that's a big difference between me and a lot of other students that don't go to the Waldorf schools. I just had a blast, and I would do it again if I could.
People come out such happy, well-rounded, and self-confident individuals, that it's really easy to say that they've matured on many different levels, not just having mastered a set of academic expectations. They're good people.